Alright, Clashers, here we are with the next war recap for Murder Inc. And as you can see, big disappointment here. We had a draw. Ugh, it's like kissing your sister, and not in the fun West Virginia kind of way. But let's take a look at it. We had some really good attacks in here, and before we get started, I'm just going to point out it was my fault. Here I am with a 98%. Two builder huts got behind me, and I thought I had it, but didn't happen. Anyway, we are going to start out. We're going to start at the top this time. Again, here comes Chainsaw Mac with those redheads, and I love seeing these attacks. It's just thinking outside the box, and this one had a lot of suspense because I honestly, you saw it was a 3-star, but you're not going to believe it. But anyway, he's got his 2 golems down there doing all the tanking, gets the witches behind them, sends his wall breakers in, and drops that jump. Wondering if you really needed the wall breakers there. I don't think they did anything for you. One thing you'll notice, the queen was on the edge there, had jumped outside the base. Guys, don't put your queen in a place where she's going to jump outside the base. That's not good. It doesn't. You open yourself up to basically every attack in the book when your queen's on the outside. It's just so easy to kill her. You don't have to necessarily core her, but she needs to be on the outside. Anyway, he's got the Valks in the middle. He kept them healed up. They just destroyed that core, and there's his queen and his king sitting there just doing crazy work. This time in the last video, his witches on the outside did really well, but they just they get taken out. Witches do not do well against a whiz tower. This one over here got saved because the queen stepped in and took it out. But you're probably looking at this going, how does he win? Honestly, I have no idea. I thought it was over. I think I even already said, nice try. We'll get them next time. Whatever. But I'm actually going to speed up just a little bit because it's kind of tedious from here. There's nothing left. Just the queen's ability. Witch on the left side goes down here in just a second. Yep, targets him. And again, I'm just looking at it going, how did he win? Should have been impossible, but that new queen AI helped him a lot here because I feel like before the queen might have beat on a wall here to get at this last elixir pump, but she doesn't. She gets out, goes over here, and again we're going to speed it up. Here it is. Can't believe it, but he actually beat him. There you go. Good job, Mac. Let's move on down. We had another good one here from Trent. On 5, we're going to replay this one. Let's see what old Trent's got for us here. It's Go Ho Wee Wee, I guess is what it is. So he drops down his golems here, drops a couple of hogs, which go in, and those hogs did a lot of work there because they're taking out defenses that are going to mess up his witches and his wizards. So you see that mortar going down is really huge because that mortar would have done just work on his witches. Could have really messed him up. But here you see it again. There's the queen on the outside of the base, and she's dead. Drops a rage in here to help deal with this this dragon. It goes down immediately. Wizards under a rage are going to kill a drag almost instantly. He gets his jump spell going, gets into the core. I will say this, he's going to bring hogs from the top on 2 sides, and he was late. We even talked about it. He was pretty late on his hogs. They should have already been out. Once the queen's engaged, get those hogs going, because or at least wait once they're near the core and they've drawn all this fire, because you're going to see his hogs just start getting beat up on. I'll say too, if he dropped the heal just a little too far down because those hogs got beat up for a while before they got actually into the heal. So he might have had an extra hog or so when they came out. But here we go. They get in there, take out those Expos, and those low-level Teslas just weren't quite a match. Almost had it. But the big thing I'll point out is you look at what he's got left that aren't hogs. Witches and wizards can be really good cleanup troops, guys, especially if you got a spread on them. They're going to burn through. Those witches are going to help with high HP buildings, and those skeletons are just going to tear through things. They're pretty quick. Especially when they don't have walls in the way. And here we go. I'm going to speed it up here. Almost a swag poison there, but I guess something jumped out. But there we go. Great job, Trent. Way to go, buddy. We're going to move on down a little bit here. We had old B-Wag come in with a 3-star attack. B-Wag is the king of 97% 1-stars, but we've been seeing a lot more 3-stars out of him. Love his progression. He's getting a little more efficient, and we're going to see a good one from him here. Let's see, where does he come in? Comes in with 1 here. Level 1, just make sure there wasn't a bomb there, I guess. Drops the other 3 down. I like that, guys. B-Wag, you either do one of 2 things. Either you only drop 1 hog and just get the lore, or you drop, all 4 and get that building. If you drop 3, you just wasted 2. He wouldn't have taken that building out. So, make the choice. Do it either way. You can do 1, you can do 3, but make a decision. Don't go halfway. So here he goes, and like I said, B-Wag, you're starting to get it here. What I really like barbs better than archers for this, because they don't attack. And that might seem weird, but you notice that archer there just hung out with the wizards. It didn't change the direction of the drag. It didn't pull it away from the wizards. Barbs will do that. But regardless, he was efficient. He kept 4 wizards back, which is going to come in handy at the end of the raid here. He comes in that single finger drop. Hog's kind of split around a little bit, but he keeps them alive with his heals. I can't remember if this was a cleanup attack or not. So one thing I'll say up here is he goes ahead and drops his wizards, and that's really good, but you want a bigger spread on them. Wizards don't need to work together. Their travel time is long, so you kind of want to spread them out a little bit. I would have liked to see like 1 up there, and then another one a little farther to the left, maybe another one a little to the right, and you'll get a little more work out of them. You see how the 3 of them are just there doing that? They could have been all over the place. It might have worked out bad if you didn't know that Tesla was there, but you could have gone in an area where you knew everything was done, and just you want to get them down quick, but you could have held them 1 or 2 of them for a little while, just have 1 of them doing work, and that would have meant you could have put 1 down here on the bottom left and just started cleaning all this out, because this was a really close one. He almost didn't make it. We're going to speed up here. King's going to beat through that wall, get there. We're going to speed it up real fast here. Ain't nothing left to see. Oh, don't put your bombs on the outside of the base, guys. Don't put your bombs on the outside of the base. Did he even... I don't even know if he triggered all the bombs. Anyway, good attack, B-Wag. Good attack. Let's go to the next one, and this was Rion down here hitting number 12. He watched that hog attack video and applied some of it here and did a really good job. Let's see what he did. Let's watch it. So this guy had Teslas in the corner, and so what Ryan did is he dropped 3 hogs down there. And what I will say is you probably could have dropped 1 loon and then a hog and taken it out and saved 5 troop space, and you still would have gotten this lore. Because I'm almost 100% sure this was a cleanup attack, so you knew what was in there. The other thing is, you dropped your witches pretty close to the base. You could have put them all the way in the bottom corner, and that would have given them a little more breathing room before they start getting hit by the cannons. But I'm nitpicking here because he took it out, and then look, watch this. He sends them in 2-finger drop. Make sure that his witches and wizards don't die here. And you're going to see, it matters a lot. It matters a lot. And watch, you see this big group of hogs over here. I know you're trying to save for the heal, for the bombs, but if you're going to lose 12 hogs, you got to drop the heal. And you'll see, you don't even save it. It doesn't even save you from the bombs. So that last heal didn't do you any good. And then you're dropping a heal on what's left of that group, which was only 3. So if they're getting that low, I mean, you got to save them. Here we go. Can be kind of hard to keep your eyes up, but look, he's got all these wizards. His witches are still up. He just starts moving around the base and just starts wrecking stuff. And look at these witches. Got to go through a clan castle, a town hall, and there's a mortar on the other side. Mortars are like the second worst thing to have to deal with with witches. But despite that, you got a little wizard action in there. It still gets through. It still beats up that town hall, gets through it, gets there, and takes the mortar out. And those witches, I mean, the witches win the raid for him. And it's all because he kept them alive. And even just as much as like a week ago, I'm seeing people who would have just let those witches die. They would have waited too long to drop their hogs. They wouldn't have dropped them in a way that would have saved them from the defenses. But Ryan showing some aggression here, kept them alive, and they're going to win the raid for him. And I mean, you're looking at it going, man, it's getting pretty close. This was a very, very close one, but he manages to do it. We're going to speed it up just a tiny bit. Those cleanup troops, guys, those excess troops, they matter. Got a little lucky there. Got a good spread. His guys went. If they'd all gone to the same Tesla, he wouldn't have had this, but they didn't. So great attack, Ryan. A couple things to work on, but you did a great job, and you got it. And yeah, guys, it's a draw, but we're in another war, and it's an interesting one. They've got a town hall. It's really a 9.5. I wouldn't call it a true 10, but it's a 9.5, and an extra town hall 9. So should be an interesting one. We're doing pretty well, but we'll see how it goes. But that's been the D from MRder Inc. Keep going after 3 stars, guys.